can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time.
Right, we are back. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. How do I sound? We sound good. We have video, we have audio, we have cameras, we have microphones, we have everyone here. Welcome to the morning show, Stock Market TV. Spencer, Steve, JC with you this morning. What are we talking about today? We're talking about tariffs, automakers, Ford, GM, Tesla. I don't know. That was kind of the big story from yesterday, right? Was the tariffs. So yeah, maybe we'll have some charts on that. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Everyone's saying GM in the chat, so you must all be talking about GM, the automaker, obviously, right? All right. As far as guests go today, kind of a light slate. We'll have Sean McLaughlin stop by, and we'll have Kenny Glick stop by, but that's pretty much what we got going on. So we'll see what happens. All right. Do me a favor, drop us a like. Oh, and before I forget to mention this, I know we sent some emails out for the past couple of days. If you have not seen the email or if you haven't seen the page or anything, we're doing a special stream, 4 o'clock Eastern time today. JC and Jason Purz and maybe a little Sam Gatlin cameo in there are talking about what's been happening with metals, what they're doing about it, what they think is going to happen with metals. And I'm dropping the link in the chat. It is also at the very top of the description on YouTube. So without further ado, let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, did you miss me? Strazza, did you miss us?
Yeah, so much. How was your guys' day?
You know, I was just thinking to myself, this was maybe the first time, maybe ever, that I go to Baltimore and didn't eat.
Don't worry. Why? Don't worry, JC. I had enough sushi for both of us.
You had sushi. You didn't go to Chaps. I was going to ask you if you went to Chaps finally.
You got to feed him if you want him to be productive, Spencer.
I know we were busy. We were very productive. We were busy, and I'm on my way home, and I was like, "Wow, I didn't eat any crabs or any sushi or any of the wonderful things that Baltimore has to offer." It was kind of terrible. It was kind of a bummer, to be honest.
Sounds like a mistake. Yeah.
Definitely a mistake. We need to plan. I mean, it's just one of those things, in and out. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. But we got a lot done. We talked about you. You know, so. Get ready for the show notes.
Wait, Steve, you're a visor guy?
Yeah, big visor guy.
No, he's like he likes wearing free shit. Like he goes to conferences and he spends the entire time at the conference just walking booth to booth, getting all the free shit.
Oh, who doesn't?
In New York.
I don't do that. He makes me do it. He's like, "Oh, let's go shopping."
I don't make you do anything. I make suggestions. But yeah, no, I rep the gear out on the golf course. I'm visors only, hats never. The head gets hot, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you say we get into it?
Yeah, all right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the Dow futures up 80 points today. That's just under 42. That's 42,008 and a quarter. S&P 500 futures are flat today at 5760. Nasdaq 100 futures also flat, right at 20,100. 30-year bond futures down 0.5%, back under 116. Crude oil flat, just under 70. Copper down 0.75%, near 520. Gold up a full percent this morning, pushing new all-time highs, $3,087 an ounce for gold. Silver coming in hot, up 1.5% today, just under 35, with the VIX still under 20, but above 18. Over in funny money land, we've got Let's see. We've got Bitcoin, 87,000 flat on the morning. Ethereum is up about 0.2%, 2,023, that 2,100 level for Ethereum. Still a big one for me. Still below that. Solana, 138, up 0.5%. With total crypto market cap, Mr. Spencer Israel, 2.8 trillion. 2.8 trillion. What stands out from this morning's futures?
Nothing really. Looks
You
like
always say that. Like nothing really.
No, nothing
Dude,
really.
you always just I rip through the futures. There's all kinds of interesting things going on, and you're just not entertained.
No.
You're not entertained at all by gold making new all-time highs. You're not entertained at all by the dollar rolling over again. You're not entertained at all by silver outperforming gold again. Like
Dollar, you're getting a pop from euro, GBP. I really like the way Canadian dollar's set up here. So I think another down leg for the dollar index is probably coming. But what I'm saying, nothing really happening over is U.S. equities, right? So just a really slow start to the morning, unchanged after big red candle yesterday. The chat wants to know if you're still feeling fascist. Did I miss something?
fascist.
Yeah.
Am I feeling fascist?
Yeah. Are you still a fascist?
I don't think I'm a fascist. Fascist, really?
Something to do with Tesla?
Oh, why? Because I'm making all this money in Tesla, so that makes me a fascist? Listen, if you're not making a lot of money in Tesla, you're an idiot. I don't think it has anything to do with fascism. Like the trade, like the tampon guy was dancing on stage, bro. How do you not buy Tesla?
No, listen, I like it. I like it. It's working.
Yeah, fascism isn't good.
So still unimpressed by the bounce, though.
You're unimpressed by the bounce. You know, I was going to ask you, Mr. Strazza, as a matter of fact, I've been seeing just a lot of Kathy Wood hate out there.
What else is new?
Fair enough. And well deserved. I mean, nobody in the history of Wall Street has ever lost investors as much money as she has. So I understand.
It's not true. That's such a bad stat, man.
It's a bad stat. So that's not true. There's somebody else who lost more money.
True. Because
so who lost more money for investors?
Well, it's also not her fault that people chased her fund like all the way down.
Yeah,
right.
If you're measuring that way, whoever has the most AUM is going to destroy the most capital over time.
So who is it that lost the most money for shareholders in history then?
Well, I don't know.
Strazza says it's not Kathy Wood, so I'm curious to who.
It's probably not Kathy Wood.
I mean, they lost it for themselves, honestly. Right?
Yeah.
Can you throw up slide 1, please? Because I mean, I personally don't know the lady, so I really couldn't care less about her
I think that's a non-truth. I think that's a non-truth that you're spewing about her destroying the most.
I'm telling you that I'm seeing a lot of hate on Kathy Wood is what I'm seeing, and you're saying what else is new?
It's funny that you're saying that, because I actually was thinking last week, I was like, oh, I haven't heard Kathy Wood's name in a while, actually. So I've seen nothing about her, good or bad. I've seen nothing.
I think she's making a comeback.
Can you throw up slide 2, please? So can I get to my point?
Yeah,
my point is the locals are angry, whether it's deserved or not. Nope, that's Egypt making new.
This is slide 2. This is slide 2. You said slide 2.
Sorry, slide 1.
Jesus, Murphy.
Sorry. You like that little Egypt slide in there, guys? What do you guys think in the chat? You like that? Mixing a little Egypt. How many people are talking about Egypt making new 52-week highs on the morning show? Come on.
You're long, right?
Am I long ARK?
Egypt.
Oh, am I long Egypt? No. I mean, I'm long oil. Is that making me long Egypt by default or no?
Is this like a biblical trade, Ark in Egypt? Like Noah's Ark?
Look at Spencer coming in hot. One day in Baltimore, he comes in funny guy now. You see that?
Anyway.
Baltimore's good for you, Spencer.
I love Maryland.
I fucking love Maryland too.
All right, what's your point? What's your point about the ARK?
My point about the ARK is that it filled that gap from Q4.
Yeah.
The hatred is strong amongst the locals. Just reminding everybody that there's nobody in the history of financial markets who have lost investors more money than this lady. So that is like the narrative, like du jour, hard.
I don't think you should say that because you don't have any numbers to back it up. And
Strazza, I'm telling you what I'm seeing on the internet. This is I'm just saying.
Someone on the internet said that, so it's true. Is that like what?
No,
what are you talking about?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, do we buy ARK? I'm coming in from the long side here, Strazza. You're missing the whole point. You're missing the whole point. My point is that the locals are angrier than I think that they should be for reasons that you're saying, right? Like she doesn't deserve all the hate. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. That's not my problem. I don't know her. She doesn't work for us. I really couldn't care less about her or her shareholders. Anyway, People are very angry about the situation, and I love that gap fill, and I know you do too. No,
I don't know. Listen, all Kathy Wood does is it's a strategy about beta. So it's the best when times are good and everybody loves her and she's the most popular person in our world. And then it's pretty bad or the worst often when times are bad, particularly when we had the interest rate situation during the last cycle. These stocks get absolutely killed.
no, I that's not true at all. So you're
100%
now you are making things up.
It's 100% true.
No, you're lying.
She's gone
You're lying, or
through
you haven't
since
gone
like
back and counted.
2016. It's happened 3 times where she's everybody's favorite, then everybody hates her, and then
Let
she's
me tell you
everybody's
something.
favorite,
I
and
don't-
everybody hates her. Like
Listen
it'll
to me.
happen again.
Listen to me. You're telling me that it's a beta trade, that in good times it does better, and bad times it does worse. That's a lie, because the stock market bottomed in the summer of 22, and ARK is still at the same levels it was in the summer of 22. And
What are
we
you
have been,
talking about?
we just had one of the greatest back-to-backs in the history of American stocks, and this one didn't get the memo that stocks were going up. So no, that's not true.
Wait,
You see, the ARK. Wait. The ARK funds have been steadily outperforming the market for 2-3 years now. Look at ARK W.
All I'm saying is
Look
that
at
the
ARK
market
F. What are you
bottomed in
talking
the market bottomed in the summer of 22, and ARK is at the same levels it was in the summer of 22.
well,
That's all I'm saying.
ARK just had a great back half of the year. and then
Yes.
some. Right.
Yes.
Right.
You can't look at the flagship fund anyway. You got to look at her leadership funds. Look at ARK
Oh,
W.
okay. So tell me more. Tell me more. Which one should I be looking at? Is there a fund that is not the one that cost investors the most
Listen,
money in world history?
ARK W's gone from 40 to 120 just this cycle. So I don't know what to tell you. That's the beta I'm talking about. It's the same still.
So it's the ARK W,
Mm-hmm.
and then the ARK W is what? Next generation. Next generation internet.
Software. Look, the ARK F has gone from 14 to 40 this cycle. So
That's the fintech,
the beta still exists.
right?
Okay.
F is fintech, and
Yes.
W is future.
And then G is biotech and genomics.
Genomics.
Problem with the K.
You don't want any part of G. You don't want the G.
You don't want any part of G?
You don't
Are we
want
going to
the-
fade Spencer here? Do we want the G?
You don't want the G.
The problem with the RK has been too heavy Bitcoin and Tesla lately.
Dude, the
Wow.
ARK G is really bad, bro. Spencer's right.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
did you see 23andMe going bankrupt and everybody's freaking out because
And then wasn't that like something like really good and really cool? What happened there?
yeah.
They never figured out how to
those are
make
bad.
money.
at this
I was never about this.
Oh, you know why? Because I
Stuff
think that
anyway.
I think the investors thought it was going to be a data play, right? And then it just wasn't. Is that the story?
It was a VC funded company, and they never figured out how to make money off of it. So the IPO that they got in by the skin of their teeth
What a
on
great
the IPO, and
Wow.
it's been a disaster since then. So yeah,
Yeah, so that's a 0. Mark G.
hmm
There's Mark G for you.
yeah.
Can
Funny
we talk about sentiment?
the woman that's the founder of 23andMe, her sister was like the head of YouTube for a while. Anyway,
I shorted Avago yesterday. I bought puts in regional banks. I bought puts in home builders. I bought puts in small caps.
Ooh, Strazza bared up.
Just a trade.
I like that. Like we have our team meeting today because Spencer and I were gallivanting down south.
You're getting another down leg here, right? You had a little oversold reaction rally. Boom, right into some big levels. Bears came back out. Slammed this market yesterday.
yeah.
Let's talk about the sentiment. Can you throw up slides 3 through 5 here?
Sure.
So, individual investors are very unhappy. So I think that's great. If you could throw that up, Spencer. So I just got 3 slides. We could just go through them real quick. Survey shows 51% of Americans expect a major stock market meltdown.
Wait, so
that's,
half of them and half don't.
so that's great. And then
Nothing
keep
new there.
going.
All right, good job, America.
And then here we have consumers very, very sad, which is fantastic. And then the last one here, this is just the print on the market crash ahead. Half of Americans think the market's
is
going to
this?
crash. So I think that's great. Any thoughts?
Yeah, this means nothing. No one knows. No one even knows what they think. So, yeah, I wouldn't put any stock into that information.
Okay.
People are always thinking that there's going to be a crash, right?
No, they actually do not. That is factually incorrect, Spencer.
No, it's not actually. Maybe the surveys that you're referring to go back and forth between bullish and bearish, but there's always people that, and if you go on social media,
not to this extreme, Spencer. Stop being a smartass. All right. I got one more for you. One more.
This information is noise, man.
Says who? Says who?
Come on.
All right, here's another one. Here's
decisions based off of this.
Go to slide 3. I am making decisions based off of it, so we'll see. Ask me a month from now, see what's going on. So this is individual investors.
What a big
individual investors have come in. The bears over 50% for the 5th consecutive week. That's only the 4th time since 1987 that we've had a 5-week streak. The last one was October of 22, which was the bear market low. Prior to that, it was January. It was January 08. So they were actually correct in January 08. What do you make about this? Individual investors are angry. I think it's great. Spencer doesn't think it matters. Strazza?
We're not at a bottom. Like, this isn't 2022. You know, the price structure is just very.
You can't be at a bottom if you don't have like a bear market. So we haven't had the bear market yet.
That's my point.
Bottom.
So
going down to have a bottom.
Yeah. So bearish sentiment would really stand out for me if we were at some sort of bear market lows, but we're just printing massive tops out here.
And by we, you're talking about the U.S. equities and global, all over the world are just ignoring what's happening in America.
I'm talking about Microsoft, home builders, semiconductors, all the things that really matter.
Oh, and can you tell me about NVIDIA yesterday? I was yesterday. What happened with NVIDIA? Did they create a new cancer or something?
No, I mean, they're just selling the semis back off. I really look at the Broadcom, look at the Avago. That's as clean as it gets, and that's the kind of stock that I think can get killed on a catch down trade. Clean level. Yeah, the semis. I mean, look, it's been since last June, July. Now they haven't been working, and now a lot of these tops are printing. So it's tough. It's tough out there.
What do we think about this Bitcoin? Kind of just throw up. Do you have the? There's a great Twitter follow. Kingfisher. You know that guy Kingfisher, right? Louis likes Kingfisher. He's the one who turned me on to him. Go to slide 1 there, Spencer. And this has where the action is, and I think it's really interesting on the Bitcoin where this action is.
Whoa, what is this saying? What is this?
So this is where all of the positions are. So you've got your shorts are stacked right there, right above, right, and then the longs are stacked right below, right. So you have all those orders. So if one goes, if it goes on the other side, like it could really rip. But I'm thinking there's a strong chance that they knock both out, right? Like rally, knock those out, sell off, knock those out, and kind of just piss everybody off, right? Strazza, you feel me? Like where Bitcoin is right now, like in this like messy range, wouldn't it make sense if they knock them both out?
This is interesting.
I still don't understand what this chart is saying.
This is where the orders are. There's just massive volume just above and just below, right? And we're right in the middle. So if they rally, they're going to knock out all those shorts, and if they sell off, they're going to knock down all the longs.
The green line. Okay, the green line.
So I'm thinking that there's a high chance that they knock them both out because crypto's such a mess right now. Like in this range, it wouldn't surprise me at all if they knock them both. You feel me, Strazza?
I get what you're saying.
In this environment, that would make a lot of sense. Everybody loses, you know?
Thankfully, we have some just really, really big, obvious levels in Bitcoin that the market just keeps telling us over and over and over again since November.
You know, I really like the 90 level. So. You're a big fan of like 92, 93?
Well, why wouldn't you be? Every time we touch it, we react. It keeps happening. So that's it.
90, you got to see 92, 93, 95, right?
It's 93 right now.
That's the
It'll
anchored
keep
VWAP from the highs.
it'll keep curling lower, heading towards 92, 91. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be ironic that we've seen this explosion of leveraged instruments in the last 6 to 12 months, and then we get this choppy market that is like the death knell for all of that whole strategy? That's kryptonite for leverage, right? Like the 2x and 3x stuff, and they all just get wiped out. That'd be kind of funny, I think.
I think the altcoins have to wake back up. There's absolutely nothing good going on in crypto right now.
Ethereum's got to get above 2100. That's a big one for the alts.
And that's been the problem. That's what we were saying 2 months ago. Like, is the bullish?
Wait, you said 2000. Now you
It can't be just Bitcoin. That's it. It's as simple as that. Bitcoin can't be the only thing working in the world of crypto. That's not an asset class that you want to be super long. All right, that's not an asset class I really want exposure to at all. If only Bitcoin is working.
Yeah.
It's not like the takeaway from that isn't, oh, look at Bitcoin. It's so amazing. It's so different from the others. No, it never works that way. Okay. It's just a matter of time until Bitcoin starts to look more like the others. So that's the risk you want to take. That's the bet you want to make. I think it's crazy.
And Spencer, getting back to what you were saying as far as the leveraged instruments, I think that trend is just here to stay. I think they're just going to keep making more and more and more. You know what I'm saying, Strazza? Like I don't think that's necessarily like an indicator of any kind. Just like expect so much more.
Well, that's the beautiful part of the ETF market, is that the market decides. So if the strategies don't attract assets, they will go away, right?
Then they'll just make new ones for other assets that are attractive.
Are you
like,
talking about
that like trend of like leveraged ETFs? Like that's not going away.
Spencer, are you referring to the ones that we were discussing, like on Spaces, like all the crazy MicroStrategy ones?
All that stuff, right? A choppy market is kryptonite for that. That's the last thing you want.
Those kinds of funds, they're over my head, right? Like I can't tell you just how risky they are, but they sound crazy.
They work as designed in a trending market, trending higher, trending lower. It doesn't matter what the trend is, as long as there's a trend.
They work as designed in every market.
No,
they're just not good for everyone. The design just isn't good.
How do they not work in a sideways market?
Because the daily rebalancing and the daily leverage, the decay will eat you alive.
That doesn't mean it's not working. That just means you're an idiot in the wrong vehicle. But it's working perfectly fine.
Okay.
Have you seen these?
Your definition of working is like, yes, the fund is operating, then yes, it is operating.
The fund is doing exactly what it's telling you it's going to do. How is it not working?
Okay, then let me rephrase.
Hold on.
Maybe working was the wrong word if you're being technical about it.
If you own these leveraged ETFs for more than a day or two, like you're just really bad at math.
You can do that in a trending environment. That the problem is you don't always know when that is.
Here's what's going on right now. Stop. Look at the MSTY. The MSTY right now has an indicated yield.
Hold on, tell me what MSTY is. I'm scared to ask.
MSTY aims to generate monthly income while providing exposure to the price returns of MicroStrategy.
What could go wrong? Yeah. What could go wrong?
Hold on. No, it gets really good. Just wait. The synthetic long exposure seeks to replicate the price movements of MSTR by purchasing and selling at the money calls and puts that have 1 to 6 month terms. To generate income, the fund writes call options with an expiration of 1 month or less and a strike price of approximately 0 to 15% above MicroStrategy's current share price. This limits participation in potential gains if MicroStrategy's shares increase in value. So your upside's capped. The short put positions, though, fully expose investors to the downside of the stock. It's very clear about this, says it right there. No, the fund does not invest directly in MSTR stocks. 220% dividend yield indicated right now on this MSTY. So these are the things that you hear. I don't know, too much about this stuff, but it doesn't sound like it's going to stand the test of time.
Well, I wasn't specifically talking about any of these options-based ETFs. I was referring to just the daily leverage stuff. But yeah, someone in the chat said they're not designed to be held for more than 1 day, but that's just what it is.
No, listen, there's a lot of cool stuff out there. The APED is another one. So that one's going to give you 2x long exposure to MicroStrategy and Coinbase at the same time. I mean, what a world.
Great.
But like you said, Spencer, that's the kind of thing you want in a crypto bull market all day. Give me the double coin MicroStrategy in one.
Yeah. In a rising market, you definitely want that. In a choppy sideways mess market, these things will all die, or you will die with them. Is what will actually happen, right?
You said it, not me.
Yeah. So okay, that's what I got. Do we have Kenny here? We got the Warlock in the house.
Bring him out.
Let's bring him out and see what he's trading today.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my club, they tug it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Hold up. Yeah.
Kenny Glick in the house.
Guten Hagen. What's up?
Egypt making new 52-week highs. Do you walk like an Egyptian?
Wait a minute. That's a weird coincidence because I was just busting out some silver stuff. I got silver Sphinx. I got silver. I'm just counting all my silver in my house.
Dude, you're like one of these boomers that watches too much Fox and just buys all the dumb shit that they advertise. You're like one of those.
I have anything you put something that I like on with silver. I have bullets. I've got dice. I got everything. Yeah, you put a Jerry Garcia thing on it. Yeah, I got everything.
Well, they put Jerry Garcia on it. Kenny's definitely buying
bullets, bullion. Yeah, look, check these out. I collect this massive quarters. I'm just fighting with my wife. She buys bags that she says, "Oh, I could sell these one day." No, you're never going to sell your bags. At least these things are going up in value. So I win.
I'm with you, Kenny. These purses are fucking absurd. I bought one of these things for my wife, like for her birthday or for Christmas or her anniversary, one of these.
Yeah.
Dude, these purses. Like, why do you need to spend thousands of dollars on a goddamn purse for?
Yeah.
And it's not even made out of silver.
I know. We went to Italy. We waited online to get into a place. I'm like, wait, so we're waiting online so you could go buy something? I don't want to be here right now. And it was like 1,000 degrees. Yeah, it was awful. Yeah. I didn't even get a discount.
We've all waited online to buy something before.
I guess.
Can you send me, Kenny? Can you send me the link? We're gonna make some coins. We're gonna make some Trend is Your Friend coins.
Yeah.
We're gonna put Spencer's face on it.
Yes. Actually, most of the places are doing it. JM Bullion. A lot of these places are doing it now. So you just send in the artwork.
Just drop me the link. Drop the link in the chat. Drop the link in the chat.
Definitely, that'd be cool.
Okay.
People are going to be like, "Oh, why'd you put Hemingway on your company coins?" It's like, "Oh, that's just Spencer." Anyway, Kenny Glick, you got your Nasdaq sell-off yesterday. Nvidia lost, what was it, 6%? It's a big move,
right? But here's the funny part: we were trading long. Dollar Tree crushed it. Chewy on the dip. We shorted it down to 32.50. 32.50 held 3 times. We're buying Chewy about 32.65. This IPO, take a look at this one, SAIL. I don't exactly know what this one is, but there was a company sale that there was a takeover rumor on it, and it actually did get taken over, and I was involved. It was SailPoint. They got taken over by, I believe, OKTO. I forgot which software company it was, but it looks like they reissued the stock. I'm not sure if this is the same company, but the IPO looks pretty interesting. That was their first earnings report. They sold it off. It came back, had some late day buying. This stock gets over $24. We're looking at all-time highs around 26. And if IPOs get through 26, more often than not, they go into the 30s. So I got my eye on that one.
This one's not small. It's $12 billion. It's not small.
Yeah, interesting. I'm thinking it's the same company, but I don't understand what happened there. Why they got taken over and then they reissued different stock. I got to do a little bit deep dive, but suffice it to say, it's
like you're pretending that you care about any of this.
That sounds weird.
He's like, "Oh, I got to do some homework." Like I give.
Kenny, I know what you're doing this morning. Kenny was buying the dip in Ford this morning, weren't you?
Ford, yeah. Oh my God.
No, you weren't? All right.
No, I haven't looked at Ford in a very long time. But you know what I was looking at yesterday, which was all right? Some of the energy oil stocks. I'm a fan of Oxy. I'm a fan of Oxy under 50. I dig it. Schlumberger, I'm digging that one also. But just trying to find something else to do. Today, it was eerily quiet yesterday, but then it turned out to be a pretty good day. Same kind of feel right now. Not much going on. I think people are just waiting to see what happens and then react to it, which is kind of what we do. So I'm in that camp right now.
I bought some more oil yesterday. I came into the week thinking I wasn't long enough oil. Like that was like my mental state.
Right.
You know, like I'm good, but I don't think I have enough oil. And I've just kind of been talking about it. I bought more yesterday.
How do you buy?
I
USO?
have decent size, you know.
What do you buy? USO or do you buy futures?
Yeah, I got USO calls.
Yeah. You ever look at USL? It's a little bit different. It's a little bit supposedly it's more tied to what the price of oil is. I don't even know.
United States 12-month oil fund.
I've never heard of this before.
Yeah, that's the one my father used to own. I don't even know. It has zero volume on it. So.
It barely moves.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. What am I gonna do with this, man?
Yeah, that's the one my father has.
Tell your father to trade liquid assets. All right.
Right.
Wait, the volume.
This thing trades
5,000
shares yesterday.
He owns it. Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, he owns weird stocks like EMN. I don't even know what this Eastman.
You know, it's funny because there's a lot of different ETFs out there that kind of serve similar purposes, and even what I've learned over the years that even if it's not the most ideal vehicle, if it's the more liquid one, I'm going to be in that one. Like,
yeah, it's better. Yeah, especially if you're
like, are there other bond proxies that I could participate in? Sure, but TLT is going to give me plenty of liquidity. The options market's going to be super liquid. You know what I mean? Like. There might be better vehicles, but that's where the liquidity is. So that's where I go.
Absolutely. Let's talk about something important. Dead in the Park. Steve Leisman. Steve Leisman's going to be doing their annual show in the park. Let me get you the date. If you guys are hanging out, you want to listen to some Grateful Dead in the park. It's what's the date on that one? I think May. Let me get it for you. If you guys know, Steve Leisman's in a band. It's called the Stella Blues Band, the Grateful Dead cover band. Fantastic. Every year they do a charity event in the city. By the Clamshell. May 13th, be there at 4:30 p.m. I'll see you in the park.
May 13th.
May 13th. Yeah, we'll play some Ultimate Frisbee. We'll do some hacky sack and listen to some music.
And where is it? Like in the West Side, like in the upper 60s, right?
Well, it's in the park. It's the band that band shell they call it, the Clamshell.
I know, but I don't know if you heard. It's a big fucking park.
It's
like
a pretty big park. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it's like what? It's like in the 60s, like over west a little bit, like kind
of.
Yeah,
you make a right turn and then make a left somewhere. Yeah, yeah. I just listen to the music and I just follow my ears.
All right.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's in the park. It's like the biggest park.
Yeah.
It's actually 6.5 mile loop.
Make a left turn at Strawberry Fields and somehow you're there. Yeah, something like that. Actually, it's actually by the, if you know where the paddle boats are, it's right of the paddle boats. So there you go. If you know.
Yeah, that's the boathouse.
Yes.
So the northwest corner.
Decent guacamole there.
Yeah, it's good time. It's a really good time, actually. It's a pretty good,
wouldn't think that.
Really good crowd. If you like some Ultimate Frisbee and some hacky sack, get your Ben Gay and let's go.
Dude.
All right.
Give us one more name. What's moving this morning? One more.
I'm going to be looking at GameStop. I mean, seriously.
Stop it.
Yeah, why not?
He's fading the move. You're fading the move, right?
Well, you know what? We traded it long.
Buying Bitcoin? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, but they're selling bonds to finance it. So.
Right. The first time they actually
had an
offering, they ruined it by doing an offering. So if this stock comes back today, that would be amazing. And again, maybe it does. But right now, the shorts have control of it. It's breaking pre-market lows, but above 26.25, you might get some action on the upside. So again, I'm kind of curious to see what this one does. I'm looking at it, and then again, yeah, I mean, just looking at the Qs, UVXY, same old thing. It's very eerily quiet again, and I'm just going to sit back and wait for something to come my way. But seriously, let's go party in the park. I'll see you guys in the park, right?
Hitthebid.com, guys.
I'll put it in the calendar.
All right.
No, you will not be there. I might be there. You will
not be there. Josh knows what I'm talking about. Josh knows what I'm talking about.
You're not coming, Kenny, to New Orleans?
No, I'm going to be somewhere else. I think it's my son's graduation. I got a kid graduating college.
You look good, Kenny. No, not for an old man. You look good, bro.
I know.
Those 200 push-ups every day you're doing.
I cannot believe.
How many you got so far today?
What? Just 30. Yeah.
Slacking.
Yeah.
It's already 9 o'clock, Kenny. You better get to it, brother.
30 more than me. Listen, hitthebid.com. That's hitthebid.com for Kenny's room. Check it out. He's trading there live now, before, later, all day.
You want a weird stock here? It's Drama, DRMA. That was the one I got my eye on. It just keeps coming on my scanner, but no idea what it is. Good symbol, but careful out there, folks. These $2 stocks are more dangerous than the $100 stocks quite often.
That is true. All right. See you, Kenny. JC, do you want to what's going on here? Do you want to preview for a second the thing you're doing at 4 o'clock today with Jason?
Yeah, guys, listen. there's so much going on. We were talking about gold so aggressively last year, huge base breakout. I mean, everybody saw it, right? Some people acted upon it, some people did not. The next step after a gold rally is, copper tends to move too. And, to be honest, it took a little longer than I thought. I remember like talking to Strazza, be like, why isn't copper going? Why isn't copper going? Well, here's copper. Copper's been going. So that's next. The next one after that historically is energy, right? So energy should be next. Gold moves, copper moves, then energy. And now here we are. I bought more energy this week. Kenny's buying energy. Strazza's in the energy. We're making moves. We got a lot to talk about. Rare earth metals popping up as well. So we've got a lot to talk about. So we're going to talk about gold, but gold is really just setting the stage for what's to come, in my opinion. Certainly did for copper, and I think there's a lot more coming behind it. Super cycles last a long time. JC is going to jinx gold. Clearly, you're not listening, BRB. This is not about gold, you see. That was last year.
It started with credit to JC because about 11 months ago, almost 12 full months ago now, he went on and did one of these events and was talking all about gold. And that was, 30% ago now.
And as it turns out, I did not jinx it. Also,
right.
Jinx is not actually a thing, right? It's like witchcraft. That's not like a thing. And this isn't even about gold, bro. It's about what comes after.
Right. Gold started the process, and now but gold was the first domino. There are more dominoes to fall. So 4:00 today, Jason, JC, and a little bit of Sam doing their thing. Be there. And find out what's next. That's the bottom line, right? Find out what's next. So
can we get Strazza back in here? Strazza, can you come in here? I want to talk to you about something important. Let's talk about something important.
What?
That's like the second Glenn Ross quote that I hear like in the
Great
last
movie.
24 hours.
Great flick.
Dude. Yesterday, somebody was telling me to fuck or walk. I was like, oh yeah, now we're talking. When was the last time you guys saw Glenn Ross?
It's been a while.
I've only seen it once, so whenever it was that I saw it.
What a cast! Can we talk about that cast?
For those of you who are around New York, there is a Glenn Ross production going on right now with like Bill Burr and a couple other. The guy from Better Call Saul, what's his name, Bob Odenkirk, and they're doing like a limited run. I was gonna go, but I didn't. I'm not. But it's
Bill
like
Burr on top of the world right now.
Yep. So anyway,
Bill Burr's killing it. I want to talk about Strazza. I want to talk to you about this. Can you throw up slide 1? I thought this was interesting. So I guess the president of the United States is putting tariffs on car companies that are not created in America, or cars that are not built in America.
Yes, for the parts. Yeah,
I didn't realize that good old American companies like Ford and General Motors don't make that many cars in America.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Well, they do. They do.
Make a ton of cars in America.
The cars that GM makes are not in America.
It's also where they source their parts from, right? So a lot of it. So Ford is a little bit more American than GM in this regard, but they both are like in the 50 to 70%.
Ford is 50% more American than General Motors.
Right. That's okay. That's what I said.
Did you know this, Strazza? I didn't know any of this.
That things don't get made in America too much.
No, like these. First of all, I didn't realize that Tesla made 100% in America. That I didn't realize, and I also didn't realize that GM made so little in America. And I also didn't realize how much like Toyota and some of these others are in America.
Yeah,
like there was like a lot that I learned here. Like I didn't know any of these things. Did you?
Yeah, I wonder if they broke down the other where that would be. I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Asia, I guess.
See, there's the legend. It says Canada and Mexico.
No, I mean,
it's you're saying the other, like in addition to that, it's China probably, right?
It's common knowledge that a lot of car stuff happens in Mexico, right?
Also, a lot more Canada and Mexico in the auto manufacturing than I thought. I had no idea that there was so much Mexico and Canada.
I thought it was common knowledge that Mexico was like big into this industry. I guess not.
I'm getting a Tesla. I've been waiting so long.
Are you getting a Tesla?
I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I mean, I decided that a year or two ago. It's got nothing to do with what's going on right now. But
I don't think I
put one of those bumper stickers that say like, "Oh, I bought this before I knew he was crazy," like one of those kind of things.
I don't think I could ever get a fully electric car personally.
I'm ready.
I'm
the future, Spencer.
Dude, we have so many. I have so many kids that like I can't have a nice car. You know, like I have the GMC, like the Denali. It is perfect. It is such a beast, and like my kids can destroy it, and like they're not going to destroy.
Honestly, JC, your car is too big for the road. It should not be street legal. That's I feel this way about those types of cars. They should not be. I can't share the road with you because your car is 3 times the size of mine.
Hey, but you have no kids. I have 3. I don't have a choice. You think I want a car that big?
Drive a minivan or something. I don't know.
Yeah, drive a minivan. Tell my wife that. And then slide 2, if you could see this, like, you know, the whole thing with like liberals bashing car companies that they don't like. This has been going on for a long time. You know, back in the day with like Japanese, automakers and stuff like that. The Democrats were bashing those cars too. So I think it's just a thing that liberals do. That's been going on
it's just
decades.
a thing that people do. I think. Yeah. I mean, this isn't new.
No, it's not new. It's really fascinating, and you know, history repeats, right? So like the fact that these people are terrorists today, like they were terrorists back in the 80s too, right? These are criminals.
Terrorist is a strong word, but okay.
Maybe not terrorists. What is it? What is the criminal? What are they doing wrong?
They're dissidents. They're civil disobedience. I don't know what you call this.
Protest.
No, there's a word for it, but whatever. Yeah, not terrorists, but whatever. Yeah, acts of violence or whatever. It's been going on forever, and you know, I was telling Spencer yesterday because I had a few hour drive down to Baltimore and a few hour drive back. I'm almost done with the book Money Kings. So good, dude. It's so good. Money Kings, guys. It's like if you're like a nerd about the market, like this is so good because it's really, the book is literally about, you know, Jews that were persecuted, like coming out of like Germany and Poland in the 1800s and migrating to America. But the book is really just about the beginning of Wall Street. Like it really is like so fascinating, like all the shenanigans taking place, bribing journalists and like, I mean, the short sellers. Like if you're interested in like the history of Wall Street, like the Panic of 1873, like the Panic of 1873 and the 2008 Great Financial Crisis were exactly the same. They were like subprime mortgages, except they were subprime railroad like things, like railroad real estate, not housing, but same thing. Fascinating, dude. So good. Money Kings. Highly recommend. It's long though. It's really, really long. It's like 1,000 pages or something crazy. It's all about like the Goldmans and the Sachses and the Lehman Brothers, and like these guys were gangsters, man. So good.
Yeah, Jay Gold. I told you about him.
Well, Jay Gold, he was not the greatest guy.
I didn't say he was the greatest guy. I said he was there.
You know, we're saying good things about the Jewish community here, Spencer. Stop throwing them under the bus, all right? There were so many good Jews, and you're just picking out the bad apple.
I think what we can agree on is people in the past lived far more interesting lives than we live now, right? Their lives are just more interesting. People did crazier stuff.
My life is interesting.
I don't know. I sit at a computer for most of the day, and then if I'm lucky, I get outside and go for a walk or something. You know. Anyway, okay. It is 9:15. What's going on out there? Anything going on out there besides the tariff stuff this morning? Not really.
We've got the Tesla. I'm very curious on this Tesla situation. Up a little bit this morning. Crude oil flat this morning. Copper down 1.5%. That's a big move to the downside. Gold and silver are up. Dollars down. U.S. stocks are flat for the most part. Bonds are down.
Yeah, you know what the pre-market story is? Again, it's semiconductors. They're coming out and they're selling this group. Again, look out. If this is a top in the semis, guys, it means so much.
Full market
Nvidia's down pre-market on chip shortage headlines out of China. AMD, big downgrade from Jefferies, down 3-4% pre-market on it. So listen, when these stocks are getting killed like that in the pre-market over headlines like this, they want to sell these things now. The bears are in control. It's just the tape, right? An AMD downgrade shouldn't knock the stock down 5%. That's not a bull market situation. So bull market's over for these guys.
I agree with all that. It's all about the semis. So
well, I think the bull market for these guys was over last summer. The question is, how
Know it
long
then.
does this?
It's easy
you know
to
what I
say
mean?
that
Like,
now, but you didn't know it then.
no,
I was
fair.
talking about it then.
Throw up slide 1. This is a chart. This has got to be like the chart of the last like 8 months. Like, I mean, how many times have we looked at this chart? And look, to your point, Strazza, throw it up, Spencer.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It looks like the Disney castle.
They'll follow on an absolute basis. Is
It looks like
the bet we're making when we look at that top. And
Wow.
then
See
you know,
that?
JC, the other two that are really alarming right now are ITB, home
Yep.
builder, which if we have, throw that one up too. The ITB, I mean, this is just massive and one of the most risk-on groups. These are economy stocks, right? Literally building houses. Don't want to see that big neckline break. And then I would put Microsoft in this same conversation. I mean,
Microsoft looks a lot like this.
tech bellwether, software bellwether, whatever,
Yeah.
cloud bellwether, like it's Microsoft. Looks exactly like this. If those
Yeah, it
three
does.
go, I don't know. I don't know what's next, but it won't be good. Won't be good.
so. If the risk on stuff ain't working, then the risk off stuff should be. So Staples, yeah, I had a good day yesterday.
Spencer, KRE puts. That's what you want. That's what you need. You need a little KRE puts in your life.
I need KRE.
Staples,
I need KRE puts in my life. Okay,
Yep.
I don't think I do.
That's what you need.
You
I
think
need
this-
I need some XLU calls is what I need.
Strazza, you think this dollar, this little curl that you're seeing in the dollar over the last couple of weeks, you think it catches a bid here? If it does, stocks go down?
I think dollar's going to roll. Look at euro and pound this morning.
You think dollar's going to roll? So if dollar rolls,
Yeah.
it's probably not bad for stocks.
Yeah.
But if you get that dollar rally, then
I don't know.
all these internationals that have been outperforming, they roll over, no?
That dollar volatility coming into the month, you know, when you go back, it actually was bad for stocks. So I think weaker dollar, good for risk assets, generally speaking, but too much volatility in the currency market, like we saw early March, I don't think will be a good thing. You know, right? It's crazy.
JC, you are going to talk energy later on today, right? With Jason.
Got to talk energy.
I'm just
You're
making
not
sure.
listening to my whole.
No, okay. I'm
presentation?
just making sure, just because energy has been, you know.
I got this guy telling me that I'm
Right.
jinxing gold. This isn't even about gold. No, nobody listen? Do you guys not understand the words that are coming
Just
out of
making
my
sure.
mouth?
Just making sure.
No? Nobody.
Yeah. We get it.
All right.
I'm such a fan of the energy right now.
You like my ad yesterday? I added in the car. I thought that was a little junky. I don't do that.
See,
very
I've
much.
been afraid to chase. I've been telling the guys since last week because we got in. We've been in, but I haven't wanted to chase. I still got those placeholders that we talked about, the ETFs. But you're getting green candles every day, so this is how the best trends go. You know, they're hard to get into.
We said it last week in our meeting, and we'll talk about it later today. But energy is one of those things where like stocks could rip over the next couple of quarters, and I could see energy doing great. And stocks could struggle over the next couple of quarters, and I could see energy doing great. Like there's like multiple scenarios where like energy does well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and I like that. Don't you? Isn't that part of the reason why you love the trade?
It is part of the reason. It's part of the reason. I wouldn't say it's like that high on the list, but it's certainly part of the reason. I like the sentiment. I love the fact that the CTAs hate it. They're a great fade.
Like I like this point, right? Because a lot of the stuff that I'm looking at that's coming across my desk right now, your Tesla situation, I like it. I do. I like it. How could you not like buying Tesla down here 60% off?
You
right?
told me that I was crazy,
Hold on.
that you like
Hold
to
on.
stay away from these stocks.
Hold on. Let me finish. In this environment, I can't do it with U.S. equities, with what's going on. When it comes to energy, though, it's different. I don't think that way. I don't have to think that way. I could buy ExxonMobil, right? You could buy Chevron calls in the car on your way home from Baltimore if you want to. Has nothing to do with
Not on
Tesla
the
or
way
the
down to
top and
Baltimore.
Microsoft, And that's great. It's a beautiful thing about energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uncorrelated trade.
It's like its own thing. It's Notre Dame, right?
Uncorrelated trades for the win this year. That's
Yeah.
really been the move in 2025.
Yeah.
We got to keep zigging while they're zagging.
Egypt making new 52-week highs. Everyone's talking about these pyramids.
Well, they took the EGPT, and now Now look at you. Now look at you, Egypt.
EGPT got delisted? Stop it.
The EGPT. We got no EGPT.
Is that really true?
You can't even buy these things.
Yes, that's true.
EGPT got delisted? When did it get
Gone.
delisted?
See ya. They cold it.
Hold on. Let's see. They delisted it in last March, a year ago.
I mean, gotta love it.
Wow. Did they really delist it back then?
It's gone. It's gone. They're taking away all of our international ETFs, JC. Just when? Just when? International stocks.
That's a good sentiment indicator. Is the fund
Never seen this before.
openings and closures more than the other sentiment stuff you're talking about? That's a good indicator.
Yep.
The best sentiment is when people are angry, right? When people are euphoric and happy, it's not as powerful. I'm more into the anger and the disappointment and the sadness.
What was Nigeria? NGE?
NGE, I think. Is that delisted too?
Gone. Yeah, dude. So what was Portugal?
NGE is gone too? They're just
gone.
What is the beef with
Gone.
Africa?
I know. The PGAL. They took the PGAL. Gone. Frontier Markets is gone, guys.
FM?
no.
FM is gone?
Oh shit!
No Frontier Markets ETF. Just think about that. This has been around forever.
It has.
This fund. It's been around forever. Now
Well,
all of a
how do
sudden,
we invest in Nigeria?
as soon as JC's out here talking about the new highs in Egypt and all these weird countries around the world, we don't have
Well, can you
vehicle
explain
for
to our Egyptian followers why they're so weird?
Frontier Markets. I don't mean weird. Small.
Idiosyncratic.
It's racist what you're doing
Yeah.
there, Strazza.
They're not
I think
countries.
they're weird.
They're not countries or
Joe
stock
Fahmy
markets
is Egyptian. You know that Joe Fahmy is Egyptian.
weird.
How do you think he's going to feel when he hears that you're calling him weird?
Oh no, it would be weird for Venezuelan stocks to come up in conversation in our line of work. He knows that. I don't make the rules, right? It would be weird to talk about Egyptian stocks too often, right?
Well, they don't make new 52-week highs all that often.
They're not big.
So they
markets
found
at
like all sorts of stuff under the pyramids? No?
I like the idea of diversifying, sprinkling some love all over the world right now.
But not Egypt.
I can't buy Egyptian stocks. I don't know how you're going to do it. I can't.
I don't know how I'm going to do it either. I don't think I am.
I don't.
Nice base.
I got nothing. I'll get into some Vietnam though.
Yeah.
Vietnam.
Yeah. So you like the Vietnam?
Yeah.
And you like the Vietnam mostly because you like China. It's just a derivative play.
VNM above the pivot highs right here, about 1280, puts it above the VWAP from the late 2023 highs. That's a big level. It's really put a cap on any advance since late 2023. So if we're back above there, I think it's go time. Vietnam can play catch up to China. I think that would make a lot of sense.
And what about Singapore hitting new all-time highs today? Are people in Singapore as weird as those in Egypt, or are they more normal?
You're getting less spice there. You're getting less beta, right? Higher quality stuff.
A lot of financials, 50% financials.
Totally. It's a hub. They tend to have all the best, a lot of the best stocks listed in Singapore. So you do get a nice mix, but you get lower beta. I think it is the financials, JC, or maybe industrials or something. But EWS looks better than anything out there besides China and Japan. Anything in Asia besides those two, right?
Shout out Singapore. Dude, that chicken rice in Singapore is so good. Like you have too many cocktails and you go to go get some chicken rice. Whoo! I don't know what they do. I think they steam it. We gotta ask Izzy, our local Singaporean. Are they Singaporeans? Is that the proper nomenclature?
I think he's Filipino, but close.
No,
enough.
he's Philippine. But he's Singaporean by way of the Philippines. He's
okay. I don't know.
You didn't know that he come from Singapore?
I thought he was I knew he was from the Philippines. So I just assumed.
Is it like a thing to be from Singapore? Nobody's really from there.
Nobody's from Singapore.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody's from Singapore. That's one of those things. It's kind of like Manhattan. Like there are people that are from Manhattan, but like they're few and far between. Like everybody you meet in New York is from somewhere else. I know plenty of people that grew up in Manhattan. But just kind of generally, when living in New York as long as I did, very few people were actually from New York, like from the city, from Manhattan. Like, there could be from Brooklyn or Staten Island or Jersey, but not like city. Rachel, I don't know if Rachel's in the chat. She's from the city. She grew up in Soho.
It is not as common as you'd think, but yes.
Yeah, it's not as common as you think at all.
Yeah, that's true. All right. We got Sean hopping on in a minute. I wanted to hang out for him, but I wanted to preview the rest of the day real fast. So we got the Breakout Multiplier members. You got your weekly strategy session with Strazza in like an hour and a half, right? 11 o'clock. Sean is doing his jam session today at noon. Jeff Mackey members. Jeff's recording his video that'll go out later tonight / tomorrow morning as well for you. And I mentioned the 4 o'clock thing. And that's kind of our plan for the day. So Breakout Multiplier, options, retail with Jeff, and then the what's next in commodities trade at 4.
Ooh, I like that. What's next in commodities?
I don't know.
There's always something next in commodities.
Yeah, gold is now, but we care about the next thing, right? So I don't have the answers. They will. So 4 o'clock, we'll be there. Again, link in chat and description. And it was on our screen earlier via QR code. Okay.
Can you throw up
hear
slide
Trump-
1, please?
Trump said he's willing to reduce the China tariffs for the TikTok deal.
Shocking.
Basically to make TikTok a U.S. company.
That's probably smart, right? Don't you want TikTok to be American?
Yeah.
Because there's like actual Americans that use TikTok like for work, like and help. You know what I mean? I don't.
This is a great.
But like that's like a real thing.
This is a great ticker
use
right
it.
here.
STI.
Great ticker.
Why is that such a great ticker?
It just is.
Oh, JC,
It's their
JC, you'll like it.
newspaper, STI, like the Straight Times or something like that.
Okay.
JC, I got one for you. HSBC. Tesla eschews many of the industry norms and has to date seen only minimal impact, but tougher competition and brand erosion is likely to see the impact of its strategy hurt more.
Who's saying this?
Well, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
So,
there are
on Tesla.
Yeah, well, there are more EVs companies now than ever. Well, maybe not ever because there's more a couple years ago. But yeah, you know, BYD, Rivian's still around, man. It's
They're
still
saying
kicking.
basically the opposite of the point I was making the other day.
A lot of these EV companies that went public in that post-COVID boom, a lot of them are gone now. But
Do
the ones
people
that
drive Rivians, like, does anybody buy those cars?
oh
Do you
sure,
see them?
I see
I
them.
see them.
I see
them.
Rivians about as much now as I saw Teslas like 5 years ago, right? Or 6 years ago.
So is that that's the one real competitor then? Are there any other ones?
In America, that's the one real EV. But then of course there's Ford and GM, right? But like because they make EVs too. And then in China there's BYD, right?
Didn't Ford say they're stopping?
No, they're stopping one of the EV categories, not all of them. I don't think
I wouldn't. They should just quit. You know, why even try?
I think they've gone too
Make
far.
a nicer car than Tesla. Give me a break.
Remember how like Harold and Kumar, like they went too far? That's how GM is. Gone too far.
All right,
It's
maybe.
too late for them.
So you know what you were saying about uncorrelated trades, Steve? That credit to Sean. Sean was saying that in like December. Sean was like, I think this year, meaning 2025, is going to be the year of uncorrelated trades. In other words, a stock picker's market. That's what they call it, right?
Yeah.
So Sean was saying it. Credit to you, Sean. Sean is here. Let's bring him out, and
Bring him out.
give him his flowers.
Hey, beautiful people. What's
Shawty
happening?
baby.
Credit to you, Sean. You were saying that.
Yeah. By the way, the Rivians, I mean, they're all over where I live. People have them. I mean,
I can
have.
see that
Yeah.
where you live. I can see
I
that.
have
They
a
look
lot of
they
neighbors
look
with
good.
Rivians.
They look good. I'll
They
say
do
that.
look like good truck. I'm not a truck
Yeah.
guy, but if I were to buy one, like that's top of my list. I think they look pretty
You
cool.
think they look? I feel like they look nice. Like they look cool, but they look like janky.
No, they're
No?
pretty cool. Yeah. I've not been in one yet. I imagine it's only a matter of time because it seems like everybody has one around here. So, but they're cool looking cars. Anyway, By the way, shout out Harold and Kumar. That was a great little call out there, JC.
Somebody at least appreciates that call out. No, I feel like nobody caught that.
I caught it.
Just kind of went right through it.
Well done. Well done.
Just kept going.
All right. I don't want to harp on this because I talked about this last time I was on the show last week, but I got to keep talking about the volume in the big indexes, the S&P and the Qs.
I love what a volume junkie you've turned into. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Hey man, at market turns, these are things you got to pay attention to. And I was talking last week about how we hadn't really seen any volume come in on any green days. We finally had one on Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah, Friday last week, where we finally had a green day on increasing volume. Now, yes, technically the volume increased, but it wasn't overwhelmingly high. But it was technically green, so check mark in the bull camp. But since then, we've just kind of languished. And then yesterday, we had a big down day, or a relatively large down day, and that came with increasing volume. And so, I don't know, man. To me, this market still feels guilty until proven innocent. I don't think this is the time to be stepping your foot in the ground and making big bullish bets here. I mean, you can, and it might work.
Well, hold on. Stop for a second. You're saying it's not the time to make big bullish bets. What you're referring to specifically are things that are correlated with the U.S. indexes, because there are many uncorrelated trades, some of which we've talked about today, that are not moving with the U.S. indexes in America, not in Egypt, in America, that are working, right? So is that, just to be more clear, that's what you mean?
If you want to be technical, yes. I mostly trade U.S. equities, and that's all I care about.
Well, so we've talked about USO.
I think it's fair to, when you talk about stocks, be referring to, U.S. equities.
Right, but we're talking about you specifically. We're giving you your flowers for talking about uncorrelated trades. Strazza and I have been talking about some of these uncorrelated trades today in America.
Doing this for months.
And they're working.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, a couple weeks ago, I put a bunch of bull put spreads on. So I'm selling put spreads. That worked out really well. I think we put 5 on, and 4 out of the 5 worked. That was the type of time to do it. But earlier this week on Monday, when we had that first good green day in the market, I took that opportunity to sell a incredibly wide iron condor in the Qs, $100 wide, guys. So selling the $100 between the puts and the calls, like just big wide range. The market was giving it to me. I'm looking for more of those trades, I think, as this week goes on. I mean, it's just, I feel like it's just going to be sloppy for a while, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with a sloppy market, just as long as you know what you're in. And I think selling premiums, selling condors, if you're a strangles guy, you could do that.
You think so still?
I think so too. Yeah, I mean, even though volatility has come in quite a bit, I mean, the VIX, where's VIX at? I haven't looked at the VIX. It's sub 20, right?
Under 20, it's come off a lot. It's down 50% off the highs.
It's come off quite a bit. So, you're not getting the super juicy premiums that you might have gotten 3 weeks ago, but you're also in a better spot where ranges are more clearly identified. So this feels like a good place to be doing that. Did my camera freeze, by the way?
Yeah, it looks like you're like one of these unsolved mysteries, and you're like a neighbor, like a nosy neighbor that they're interviewing.
Here, I'll get that fixed. Stand by.
Standing by.
I'll get that fixed. But you guys still hear me, so that's good.
And the truth is, for somebody like Sean, who's trying to primarily express a thesis in the options market, you're right, JC. There are a ton of correlated trades. They're all over. However, they're not all liquid. And when it comes to options, I mean, I'll tell you, I'm so disappointed in the lack of liquidity that we have in the international ETFs. It's terrible. So it's really tough. Like, yes, uncorrelated stuff. If you're going to go buy the ETFs, you got options for days. But if you're doing it through options, it is harder, right, Sean?
That's why all Europeans trade in the United States, because over there's no liquidity in their options market. So they come here.
Yeah.
Trust me, like on a daily basis, we're looking through options chains like, God, there's just nothing there. in a vehicle that we really like and wish that there was something there. So it's a bummer.
Another thing too, guys, is I told you I'm in the mood for selling iron condors and credit spreads of that like. And one of the things about doing that, guys, is I talk to options traders all day long. I talk to my customers all the time, and people are struggling, right? If you're a swing trader, like I'd like to be generally, you're struggling, right? Things aren't following through. You're getting stopped out left and right. You're not necessarily getting hurt. You're not taking big losses, but just like the wins aren't there. And so in an environment like this, where we could be selling premium and selling iron condors and things like that, these are trades that have high probabilities of success. Doesn't mean you will win, but you have high probabilities of success. Psychologically, guys, it's good to put these trades on and start stacking up a bunch of little wins. It just gets the momentum going, right? As a trader, you want to get into that zone of like just banging out little wins and little wins. And, after one after another, eventually you find your groove, and then you start, when the markets kind of line up with the swing trading world, then you're in a better position to start taking some bigger swings because you've stacked up a bunch of wins, and maybe you didn't pile up, 80% gains or anything like that. But if you had a bunch of wins, you're just feeling confident, you're feeling stronger, you're trading from a position of strength. And so that's what I like to use these types of market environments for, to just kind of like, get the wheels turning again.
I look at them like free trade coupons. Like you put on the condor, you sell the puts. That's a free trade coupon that a month, 3 months, 6 months from now, you could submit that free trade coupon and you get a free trade that you could go YOLO, right? And it's a free trade. It's like a free hot dog at the ball game,
A free trade coupon. I like it.
You like that? That's how I think about it. I learned that from you. I mean, not in that nomenclature, but basically.
So a couple headlines before we go today. Apollo, the recent decline in semiconductor stocks points to a coming slowdown in semiconductor sales. And big one from Microsoft, which I think is really interesting, because if this headline came out last year, can you imagine? Microsoft may build its own generative AI, says CEO Satya Nadella. He says Microsoft may develop its own high-end Gen AI to complement all that we're doing with OpenAI, adding it could make optimizing Copilot and other business software much easier. He said that future AI investment will depend on real demand, and noted global standards would lower costs and boost efficiency. So Microsoft launching its own generative AI, and the stock is completing a top on the news.
The AI arms race continues.
No, but Strazza's point here is a point that he's been making quite a bit, that, good news comes out and they can't rally on the good news. He was talking about that on crypto. This is the same thing, Strazza, right?
These are the same headlines that the Mag 7s were putting out last year and going up 5-10%. And we were coming on here like, look at all the market cap they added. That was the same kind of news. It's just a different time now.
No, I do love how last year everybody thought that there was some kind of AI revolution. Yeah. That was actually the relative top in technology.
Yeah.
The only revolution that we were seeing was money coming out of technology.
Just as everybody was like talking about how maybe the bull market could last forever, and secular things and AI revolutions, productivity was a big word. You know what I mean?
Productivity, yeah. Revolution. When you hear that, when you hear revolution, yeah.
Right.
Take the other side. Revolution. Get the fuck out.
People come out here trying to start to make a story about why the bull market could go on longer than maybe it should, and then
this time is different because it's a revolution. This time, Strazza. It wasn't right. Before, but this time it's a revolution.
The last good revolution was Prince and the Revolution.
Oh. A lot of talk about early '90s, a lot of early '90s, mid '90s analogs. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
I get it.
Big upgrade from Robinhood. Sean loves Robinhood.
Does Sean love Robinhood?
Dude, everybody's using Robinhood. Everybody is using Robinhood. Pat's using Robinhood. Sam's using Robinhood. Everybody's always talking to me about
My
Robinhood.
son uses it. My son uses it.
What do you use Robinhood for? I'll tell you what I use it for. What do you use Robinhood for?
I have a small account for my son where we I've talked about this in the past, where we just invest in like 10 names that we as a family spend money on, those companies that we spend money on. He's got like 1 and 2 shares of each company, but we use Robinhood for it. It's great. It's super easy. For the casual long-term investor, not a trader. I'm not bullish on Robinhood for trading, even though I know a lot of people use it for trading. But for someone who's a casual investor who's occasionally putting money to work, buy and hold, I think Robinhood is a fantastic app. Very easy to use.
Everybody says that. Pat's been trading the whatever they are, like the mini futures that they have.
See, now that's degen shit right there. That's degen shit.
I had an unfunded account for like 7 years, and I just put some money in last week to do the March Madness future stuff, right? So,
is that worth it? Should I get involved in that?
It's like any other, future bet thing,
I probably can't do it where I live.
I don't know. It's fun, yeah.
But if I can't use DraftKings, I wouldn't be able to use Robinhood's, right?
I use it to check the 24-hour markets. Like on Sunday nights, futures open, and like you can see the futures. But then after 8 o'clock, you can see what some of the individual stocks are doing. Like I use it for that.
Yeah.
I don't really trade on it. I can't think of the last time I actually put a trade on Robinhood.
Problem is, there's no important volume happens there, right? It's going to be a lot of head fake volume, and then the real money comes in.
Oh, you're saying in the 24-hour markets? I know, but you like, know that going in. You know that.
Right.
It's like flawed and incomplete, but still kind of accurate enough, I would say.
Yeah. Listen, I think I'm gonna. I have an account. I just haven't looked at it since like COVID.
I literally have an account, and the only time I log into it is to check the 24-hour markets.
It got to a point where I tried to figure out how to stop getting these emails every month, and they're like, "We have to send them to you." Because I was like, I have no money in Robinhood, but they said every month I'd said your account statement is ready, but I don't have any money there. Whatever. Okay. Let's do recess.
Do it.
Let's do it.
All right. For those unaware, today is a national holiday in America. It is opening day for Major League Baseball. This is very exciting. It is also the start of the Sweet 16, which my team is in. So today is a big day for me on the sports front. And yeah, happy opening day, everyone. It's a great day. Spring has sprung. Hope springs eternal. Everyone has a shot at the World Series until tomorrow. And yeah, it's a good day.
It's 75 degrees here, man. It definitely feels like spring. It's great.
Excellent.
My son is winning his bracket challenge so far. He did a thing with a bunch of his buddies, and he's in the lead. He's pretty happy about that.
Nice.
Do you take Maryland with the points? Was it 7?
I was gonna ask you. Last I saw it was like 6.5, or something like that. I don't know, man. I have very mixed feel. There's like a dark cloud hanging over tonight because there's a chance we're gonna lose our coach out of this whole thing. So
right. Yeah.
I don't know. Do you take the point? I would just take him. I would just take Maryland.
You take the points and then you put a kicker on the money line. Same thing. It's like breakup multiplier. You take the points, that's the common, and then you put a little kicker on the money line.
Fade the coach talk. Remember when Ohio State lost to Michigan and their coach was for sure going to get fired this season? Remember that? Do you think they're still feeling the same way right now?
No, I don't.
No. Fade the coach talk. Fade the coach talk.
We'll see what happens.
For my reason, let's talk EVs. Let's talk EVs for a second. Because I heard you talk about wanting to buy a Tesla. I'm a fan. I have one. We love the car.
Do you have a Tesla? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've had one for almost 2 years now. It's great.
Sean's
love it.
One of those people that I'm referring to when I say all of my friends love their Teslas. He's one of the guys I'm talking about.
How does your liberal wife feel about that now, out of curiosity?
little mixed, but the love for the car.
Generally curious, not breaking balls. Like just generally curious.
Mixed for sure, but the love for the car wins out for sure.
You guys are going to buy another one regardless of politics. Do you like it that much?
If I don't buy a Rivian, yes.
Like Sean, I was comparing it as a product to like the iPhone. Like, what would Apple have to do for people to be like, I'm not buying an iPhone anymore? It's just that far superior. Doesn't really have real substitutes, at least the way I think about it. Yet, I mean, am I wrong?
No, it's amazing. The full self-driving is amazing. Right. I don't have full self-driving cars, but every once in a while, Tesla will like push out like a free trial of it for a few months, and so I'll have it for free. And it's awesome. seriously, it's so I use it all the time when I have it for free. It's great. I'm just too cheap to pay for it. They want to pay me, or they want me to pay $100 a month. I'm like, I'm
Wait,
not gonna pay $100 a month.
but it's ready, like $100 a month. You could not touch the steering wheel.
Pretty much, yeah. I
That's
mean,
not
it's not
bad.
it's
not
not
bad.
it's not perfect. There are moments where you need to take over, but you're aware, you're there anyway, so it's fine. But
And
dude,
do you
I mean,
you buy it like online, like in a vending machine, or like
Yeah, you
or do
you buy
go to
it
a car dealership?
the whole
Yeah.
transaction takes place on an app on your phone. It's amazing. Seriously, the buying experience is so
cool,
great.
dude. Wait, so do I not even? Okay, the reason I haven't done it yet is because like I made this decision a long time ago. We've talked about it. I know I'm getting a Tesla for my next car. We're a 1-car family, but I figured I have to like go to Miami and like talk to a guy and like pick out colors and sit in.
No, if you go to a Tesla showroom, you can go to a Tesla showroom and check out the cars, but they will not sell you. Like you can't buy it there. They'll just tell you, no, go on the app.
Yeah,
Go-
it's
go
all
on- go
online,
on the
man.
app.
It's
I
like
don't
from
need to
40-year-old
go.
virgin when he walks in and he's like, I just want to buy these, and she's like, you can't buy them.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're fully autonomous, like literally in every sense of the word.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's awesome. And so, hey, this is a good segue to my EV story that I've got for you guys. This is funny. So this on Monday, I was in San Francisco, and I picked up a rental car at the San Francisco airport, and I was going to drive north to the Redwoods National Parks. It's about a 5-hour drive. Picked up my rental car. It's great. I'm driving, having a great time. By the way, JC, the Sonoma coast. Holy cow! What
I know.
a beautiful
Well, no.
drive.
It's the only Pinot Noir made in America that's worth drinking. The rest, just flush it down the toilet.
Well, I'll tell you that drive from north of Marin County all the way up to Fort Bragg.
Ah,
I mean,
did you
one
go
of the
to
best
Fort
drives.
Bragg?
Well, yeah, I went through it. Yeah.
Dude, there are some shady characters that live in Fort Bragg.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like people
But
are there. Fort Bragg looks like it's in New England. Doesn't it look like New England?
It does, yeah. But that drive was amazing. But here's the thing. I was about, I don't know, 3 hours into my drive, and I looked at my gas tank. I'm like, oh, I'm getting low. I should probably fill up the tank. So I pulled over to a gas station, and I couldn't find the thing, the hole where you put the gas thing in to put the gas in the car. And I'm looking around. There's no input. And then finally I found a button for a charge. And then guys, I was like, holy shit, I've been driving an all electric car this whole time. I didn't realize, I thought it was a hybrid.
What?
And now I'm like, holy shit, I'm in the middle of nowhere, and I've got about
shit.
80 miles left on my charge, and now I'm freaking out. And I didn't have any cell service, so I couldn't get on my phone and find out where the nearest charging station was. I had a pretty mini panic attack for a little while. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm in the middle of nowhere. This is not good.
How does it work, though, Sean? You just open up your phone and it tells you where the nearest charging station is, right?
When you have a cell signal, yes. So eventually, I was driving down the highway.
You got to get one of those things. What is the Starlink?
Well, yeah, that would have been helpful, but I didn't have that right now. So I drove down the road a bit. I found a state trooper parked on the side of the road. I pulled over, and I'm like, hey man, I just asked him a question. Like, do you know where I could get a charge around here? And he's like, oh, you probably have to go to Mendocino, which was still, a little further up the road. And that was 50 miles away. And I only had like 80 miles left on my charge. So it was going to be cutting it close. Long story short, guys, I got to a charging station, but I couldn't figure it out. The thing wouldn't work. It wouldn't take my card.
Dude.
And now I'm like, oh shit.
Sean, out of curiosity, do you remember what was it? EV Go? Was it Charge Point? Do you remember the network?
It was EV Go. EV Go. So turned out the charging thing was right outside of a real estate office, and I went in there and found this delightful old lady. I said, hey, do you know anything about this charging station? Do you guys run this? She's like, well, we don't run it, but my owner bought it. He's like, and she's like, yeah, people have problems with it all the time. She came out. It turned out what the issue was. It's not very clear on the machine, but the issue was I had to download the app for their thing, and then I could pay to do the thing.
Yeah.
And it was the whole thing. But finally I got a charge. It was it took 45 minutes, and there was an Irish bar right there. So I sat and had a burger while I waited for it to charge. Problem solved, crisis over.
No beer?
Sean, what?
No.
what Sean is describing happened to me last summer in California as well. Not to that extreme, but it's the same problem, which is why I'll never buy a full EV for this reason, because
well, Spencer, hold on. Had
This
I
can
known,
only improve. This problem can't get worse, correct?
No. Listen. Had I known I was driving an EV car, I would have had a plan the whole way. And I'm sure there were plenty of places to charge along the way. I just didn't know, and I wasn't looking for it. And when I finally figured out that I was driving EV, that's when I was out of cell signal. That's when the problem happened. But had I known, it's no problem. And like with my Tesla, whenever I go on long car rides, you type, you punch in the coordinates of where you're going. If the car knows that you'll need a charge at some point along the way, it will build that into your route, and it will make you stop at the supercharger and say, hey, you need to charge here. Even if you still have like 100 miles left on your thing, like it'll be like, this is the optimal place for you to charge. Do it now, stop for 10 minutes, charge, and then you're on your way. So it's great. And so had I planned ahead, it would have been no problem, Spencer. It was just because I didn't know.
Yeah, actually, I like what Dawson's saying. How did you not even notice that the car was quiet?
I know. No, I mean, all the red flags were there. I mean, in hindsight, like, oh, what an idiot. How did I not notice that? But yeah, I guess it's because I drive an EV, so I don't think of it anymore, right? I don't even notice it.
All right, JC, what is this?
What do we got today?
We're continuing with our series of magazine indicators that I've been digging out of boxes. This is a great one. The decaying of America. And it's like the American flag, but it's like the Hoover Dam and like water's breaking through, like America falling apart, right? You see that? Newsweek magazine. The date was August 2nd, 1982. The S&P 500 bottomed a week later and went on to rally 15x. It's actually up 60x since then. Rallied 15x that bull market. Not only was America not decaying, it was actually the greatest economic expansion in American history.
Somehow
it started a week after this magazine.
Somehow I don't think that article was referring to the stock market. Just a hunch.
You have to crack it open and read it.
Oh no, Spencer.
A hunch. Just a hunch there. All right.
The decaying of America. Our dams, bridges, roads, and water systems are rapidly falling apart. Bull market begins a week later.
Still true.
Yeah, it's still true 40 years later. So I don't know.
Shout out Newsweek.
Okay.
I'm gonna for Crypto Fridays, I'm gonna bring out some, because in the 2021 top, the magazine covers and Newsweek and Time nailed it as usual. Shout out journalists. We got to keep journalists employed, man.
All right. Once again, 4:00 today, Eastern time. JC, Jason doing their thing, talking about the next commodities trade, the next energy trade, metals, I don't know. QR code on the screen, link in chat and in description. We'll see you there. Thanks for watching. Smash the like and go make some money. All right. Happy opening day, everyone.
Happy opening day. YOLO
Go
responsibly.
Cubs. Go Cubs.
Buy Tesla.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go